Hi guys. All right, I just had to pick up the camera because if I don't pick up the camera and just start talking, then I'm not going to actually ever record anything. And so today I just wanted to talk to you about creativity. What kills creativity? I would call myself a fairly creative individual. Here, I'm using this as my stand here. I would call myself a fairly creative individual. I enjoy being creative. I enjoy doing a lot of things, videos, writing things, music. There's a lot of stuff that I enjoy being creative in. And yet, I don't know, I really enjoy YouTube and I really enjoy doing videos and these type of things. And I just can't help but think, man, even for these last, 9 months or so, or even the last year. I guess you could probably go down into my videos, but it's been a dry season. I had a lot of ideas, a lot of fun things that I wanted to do. And I guess that brings me to this point, what saps creativity? What is it that takes that spark away, that drive away, that, I want to get it done and I want to see this project through to the end. What is it that takes that creativity away? Maybe dampens your ideas. I have some thoughts, of course, because this is my YouTube channel and I can speak about it. So some thoughts on what might dampen or stop or hinder creativity, whatever word you'd like to put in there. Let's explore this together. All right. So I'm not convinced that part of the problem is comparison. It's not the whole problem, but we really do have so much information out there. We have so many channels, Instagram accounts, influencers, if you want to call them that, supposed, specialists or experts in certain areas that, in some ways, it does become a little discouraging knowing that my opinion on something or my view on something is one of hundreds that you could find, or if not thousands that you could find online. And so what makes my creative spin on it or idea about it unique? For me and how I process, as soon as I go down that path of hey, I have a really neat opinion or thought or creative way to show my process in whatever area it is, I guess in the back of my mind, someone's doing it better. There's more production value in how other people do it. And so the comparison thing is real. I wouldn't say that measuring myself and what I do come up with is really a big thing for me. Whatever I do put on here, I'm not is it good enough? Maybe I'm just not to that level, obviously, in my channel. I could see where, I could see where if you had, sorry, I'm just free-handing my camera here. But I could see if you had a significant channel and you became kind of a known expert in an area where that pressure would kind of build, everything I come out with, it has to be bigger and better and all of those things. But I'm definitely not there, and I'm okay with my opinions on things and the value that I give at my level. The fact that there are so many others telling the same stories, maybe not through my lens, but especially in areas of tech and music and ideas, in those areas, I just feel when I start really looking at my view on this lens or that camera, there's others that can say it way better than me, honestly have more experience or can give more insight into those areas. So it kind of really just at that point, I go through that mental exercise and I'm just it's not worth the time, and I give up. All right, well, I'm gonna go get a bite to eat here, but the next thing that I would probably put on that list of things that stop my creativity is, perfectionism. I'm not a very big perfectionist in the sense of, I've known some people who just like they get paralyzed from perfectionism. I'm not like that, but I will say that I do have a standard, like of quality. I do want things to be done a certain way. And so, there is a lot of room for perfectionism to kind of squelch my creativity, because maybe I have too big of a view or idea or thought that I want to accomplish, or I come up with an idea that's really creative, but the scope is just too big, or I can't do it the way that I want to do it, so then I just don't do it. So I think perfectionism can get in the way. It is rainy out here, so I'm gonna cover my microphone and run over here. Whoa. All right. So the next thing that comes to mind is time and margin in life. I would say probably in this last season of my life, there hasn't been a lot of time or margin. Taking over as lead pastor at my church and kind of those roles changing and still being in charge of a lot of other things, I haven't had as much time to really focus on creativity. And I've seen this not just video-wise, but also like with my music or just other things that I enjoy doing creatively. Whew, I'm out of breath. Yeah. So I've just noticed that when I don't have margin in my life and when I don't have time to set aside to be creative, then creativity often takes the hit. It's funny because I speak every week, and something that's been very clear is that when I get a break, like when I get a rest or I don't have to speak 1 week, my creativity always ramps up when I come back. So when I have that time, when I have that margin, kind of take a break and then come back, man, it's just like, I have more examples, I have more illustrations, I have more passion behind stuff because there's that margin in there. And the same is true for any other area. Like when I can just focus on the video or put my thoughts together, then it makes a lot more sense. So not having time or margin in your life can really suck the creativity out of you, for sure. All right, we have to go to the store, post office, and then to the store. And so I'm taking you along with me because this is kind of a new exercise for me to get out of my own way when it comes to creativity. All right. All right. See, this goes along with the, perfectionism type of thing. Like this is really rough to me, it's not shot in the way that I would normally shoot a video. But again, this is kind of a exercise for me to see if I can get out of my own way. So on that topic, the next thing that I would say gets in the way of creativity is complexity and the need for help. So what do I mean by complexity and the lack of help? A lot of the projects that I can think of or that I want to do oftentimes is very detailed. Like now that I have more equipment, more gear, new ways of doing things, and it just brings complexity into the whole picture. That when I do something, I want to do it really well, and I want to do it complex, like with a lot of good transitions and lighting. I just have to let that stuff go. Like I can't do those things if I'm just trying to get a video with a thought out. but it's the temptation. For me, if I'm not careful, can squelch my creativity because I want it to be complex, and my creative thought is complex, but how do I then problem solve to make it more simple? Something that I can do in a day. And that's where the help comes in too, because often I'm thinking about these shots where I'm just walking and I can't shoot myself. So then I need a drone shot, but then I need better audio, and it's a whole thing. And by the end of that mental exercise, even in saying this out loud, I get to a fatigued state and I'm like, I'm done. That would be really cool if I could do that. Really creative, really fun. And yet I don't have the help. I don't have the resources to get it done. It's too complex. And so I'm just going to do nothing. So I just had to pull down here to the local park just to kind of finish up this video and this thought that I had. The last thing that I think takes away from creativity is the not having the just do it mentality. So often I'll have an idea or a thought, and before I can execute that thought, I just don't have that just do it mentality. I stop for whatever reason. I have my excuses, I have my reasonings, and I just don't get it done. So for anyone who's creative, I think this is true. Maybe it's not, maybe it's just me, but in talking with enough creatives out there, there needs to come a time we're really good at coming up with the creative ideas, but then to execute it and to really, get it done, it can be a challenge because we just don't have that just do it mentality. So if I could encourage any of you creatives out there, when you have the idea, when you have the means to get that idea done, just do it. So I'm back here at the house and just waiting for Hannah to get home. But wanted to kind of wrap up my thoughts around this idea of what steals our creativity. I will just leave you with this one thought. Creativity is something that all of us have in one sense or another. So with that being said, I think being creative in whatever way that we are can be a struggle. So the cool thing is, at least for me, having my perspective is that we are creative because we were created by the most creative. And all you have to do is just go outside and look around and see all the animals and plants and insects and everything that we see in our world, and you can see the creativity on display. So that's all I got on this one. Thanks guys for just hearing me out. And hopefully this was an exercise for me and maybe a demonstration to you on how to be creative, even when you don't feel like, to be creative is something that you want to do right now. It wasn't for me, but I decided I'm just going to pick up a camera, literally pick it up and record this. So hope you enjoyed. See you guys.